Hello and a very good morning to you. It's that time again. It's that time again. Yes, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Whatever you're doing, just chill, relax, unwind. It's a spiritual show. You know what happens in a spiritual show? You just unwind, you just relax, and we do a bit of cafe clairvoyance. So you need to grab yourself a coffee. You need to grab yourself some me time. Nothing quite like some me time. And yes, so shortly at the moment, we'll be joining with Guimoar to do the astrology show, the spiritual astrology show. Wednesday, it's 11 o'clock here in Spain, and whatever lovely time it is around you around the world, good morning to you. Lovely to see so many of you online already. Hello, good morning to you. We are on where are we now? We're on the 17th of June. Well, where's the year gone? Where's the year gone? We just started off in January, well, as we do. And already we're gone halfway through the year. It makes you think, what is time like? What's time like? And loads to talk to you this morning. We're in the middle of these eclipses, and we've got Mercury retrograde and all the other activities going on. We've got loads of you listening in for mini readings from all over the place. So lovely, lovely, lovely to hear from you guys. Now, if you didn't get the opportunity to watch last night's show, it's in the files there. It's in the banks, wherever it is in Facebook and YouTube. And by all means, go back and watch it. It was a rock show, but my goodness, it was incredible. Chris from the USA, he came in and he did some singing. He sang your readings, basically. And the emotion in it, as some of you may agree who watched it last night, was absolutely incredible, and had a few people nearly in tears. Even the producer was in tears. Anyway, there you go. Anyway, so good morning. This is what we'd like you to do this morning. So, are you getting out there? Are you getting out in your garden and doing like this? Are you venturing out? Do you think you're going on holidays, anything like this? And got many plans out there? Be interested to see how you're feeling about things. And one of the things that's absolutely intrigued me is the amount of guys I've spoken to who really got into this vibe. And you're thinking, vibe? Vibe? What vibe? Okay. Well, I think we need to go over to Guimoar. Guimoar, just over that way there. She's just down the road from the cafe here. She's just down the road there. And she's come on this morning. We have a good chat about loads of different things. It's all happening up there. And it's affecting us down here. So we need to put this out there. So that'll be a big thing there. But good morning to you all. Good morning to you all from around the world. Daniela Diana says good morning. Good morning. We've got producers saying podcast on YouTube and Cafe Clairvoyance page. And Karen Canavan says good morning. Denise Miller says good morning. And even Paul Sarrett from Suffolk says good morning. And he said to the fact that there was a very interesting comment yesterday because Chris actually has some of his music associated with Star Wars. And then Paul had a real life thing of Yoda and photographed it and put it up on the group. So it was just too funny. If you'd like to go and see anything like this, by all means do. It's all there. It's all there. It was a very interesting, engaging show. Anyway, here we are. It's Wednesday. Cheryl says good morning. You all say good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So it must mean you're on this side of the Atlantic rather than that side, and this side of Greenwich Mean Time rather than the far side like Australia, because no one says good evening yet. No, it's all good mornings. You're all Spain, England, France, Belgium, and all that, the Europe lot. Anyway, good morning to you. So I think it's time. I'll just see if she's ready. Just see if she's ready here. Just see if Guimoar's ready. Hang on, I think she is. Yes, she's at the door. Ready? Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are
How are
you,
you?
Phil? How is everybody?
I think they're doing okay. I think they're okay. They've all stopped in their day. They've all, I hope, guys, you've all got your coffees. You've got your coffees. You got your, yes, okay. You've got different coloured mugs every day. This is, every time I
I
see you,
love,
is a
yeah,
different one. Yes, have you
I
got a
love
collection
mugs.
there? Yes.
I love mugs. Yeah.
We're going to have to get some. It gets some made up. It says Cafe Clairvoyance on these mugs there, and just there you go. You'd like that. Sorry, it can't work today. Can't work today. Look, Cafe Clairvoyance. Stop. That's it. Stop in your day. Stop what you're doing and relax. Just relax. Okay. So this week, do we need a bit of guidance from up there in the stars? Do you think? Do we need a bit of a yeah, okay, maybe a few roadworks here and there along our little pathway, a few traffic lights, a few workmen with an arrow saying going this way where astrology is concerned, and let's see what's going on up there because what's going on up there now? Because we had a little conversation just before the show started, and yes, it'd be interesting to see your energy on this, especially with this eclipse, the eclipses going on because we've got three. Three in a row. Normally you get two. Now we've got three. This is like, whoa, throwing us all over the place. Or is it doing something amazing? I'll shut up now. I'll let you talk.
Yeah. So, with the feeling I'm getting with this, with the energies coming up, with the eclipse and everything that's going on, like right now we have a lot of retrogrades. So we have like the heavy planets, which tend to retrograde like half the year, more or less. So there's Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto retrograding, saying, "Hey, let's go back to Capricorn and see all those structures that are falling down. Have you finished chipping them out? Is it all demolished, or are there still some like walls still standing there, because those walls are going to incarcerate you. With the North Node in Gemini, it's all about freeing your mind. And also there was, where was it? Lilith was with Mercury, accentuates this freeing your mind thing. But then the eclipse, even though we already have the North Node in Gemini, the eclipses are happening in Cancer, because the North Node is just at the end of Gemini and Sun and Moon just at the beginning of Cancer. Because you have to have the eclipse, you have the North Nodes with the Sun and the Moon. No? So what's coming up for me is a little bit different than what I've heard around there, because people are like, astrologers in general are worried about all this demolishing of old structures, how it's happening, and normally people look at the outside to see how systems, governments, or whatever are just falling into pieces, or maybe your job, or maybe your family, or whatever. So, but I like to look inward. And astrologers were saying that when Mars comes into Aries, which is soon now, I can't remember exactly the day, I think it was the end of the month, I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah, so Mars in Aries is kind of explosive, and if everything is coming down and people are resisting, and so there's going to be a lot of protests. We're already seeing protests with all the Black Lives Matter subject. So it's like it can get very aggressive. That's the view that most astrologers have, right?
yes,
But I prefer to look inward, because we create our reality from the inside. So whatever you're looking at in the outside, even if it's in the news, it's coming from your inside. And the feeling I get with this with this eclipse in Cancer, it's about the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and
yeah,
how we're going to alchemize that.
yes,
So right now, as you were saying about how men are talking about doing things from the heart,
yeah.
men are waking up right now.
They
So men
are.
connecting,
They are.
this exactly. So Neptune, just like Mars, just got washed over with Neptune and Pisces. So when Mars gets to Aries, it's not the same Mars that got into Pisces. It's a
No.
different Mars. It's not the same Mars that went through Capricorn and Aquarius just a few months ago, or even Sagittarius. So it's like it's been devoid of that Sagittarian, I need to have the truth thing. It's been depleted of all of this, need to have the authority when it went through Capricorn. And it's even been over that. Mars in Aquarius would be like fighting for justice type thing, you know, and then it's just mellowing down, it's washing itself out. And I really believe, as I was saying, that men are starting to connect with their heart and with their divine masculine. And right now, this eclipse is saying what's in the way of that happening. It's the female energy. It's the female energy that's in the wrong place, both of us women as well as the female energy in each man. So like I have this really cool deck of cards, of tarot cards. It's like it's called the Wild Unknown. I don't know if you guys know it.
Okay, the wild unknown. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, they look good.
Yeah, they're really beautiful cards. Like they're very you
Ah,
diff
symbology. Symbology is
yeah.
a beautiful thing.
So the what I was getting from them, and it's really what I'm seeing around me. It's all about like all the feminine archetypes. And it's all about, you know, how women tend to overprotect, how can they, if they have fear, how they can be like even a little bit psychic but foresee the dangers. And so they tend to just see the male energy, see the man as having a default, as having like they're doing it wrong. And by doing that, they're actually castrating that masculine energy, which is starting to come up as a divine masculine. So I think it's very important that each and every one of us, women as women, men as from their female side, that protective, that scared, protective, wounded, fearful, feminine side has to like step aside. You know, all the swords, the sword cards were coming up with clarity of vision. You know, step aside, take a step backwards. Don't go into the emotions. Forget about emotions. Don't analyze them. Just observe it. And above all, trust the process. Trust that whatever's going through the divine masculine, or what's happening now with the masculine energy that's waking up to its divine masculine, trust the process and let it happen. Don't go to overprotection. Don't try to take care. Don't try to nurture. Don't focus on fear. Don't focus on what's going wrong. Don't focus on the wound. It's not about the wound. It's about trusting spirit. Trust spirit.
Oh, well, that's an interesting subject, isn't it? When we're saying trusting spirit, and what was so interesting, especially with these eclipses, yesterday, which are coming up now, and Mercury going retrograde, especially yesterday, is the amount of men who have actually want to join Cafe Clairvoyance. And even I was talking to my brother the other week here. He says just an observation. He says be all women that watch this. I said, no, there are a lot of men now who are coming in. And yesterday, I think there was about half a dozen men who wanted to join the group, join the club there. So it's interesting. It is changing. And one of the things I noticed here is I'm going out there, meeting, chatting to different people. The guys are saying, "No, I'm not focusing on here. Like I've got to go the extra mile to earn so many more 100,000 euros, pounds, or whatever it is they want to go and earn. No, now I just want an easy life, and I'm really getting into this energy. I'm now living from the heart, living from this energy here, and finding more peace." And I was chatting to a ladies group the other day, and saying to them, how are all they? And they're all in fear. They're all in fear. They're all in fear. And it's interesting what you're saying, because I understand why they're in fear, because they're saying we've just come out of this lockdown and they're all fearing it's all going to go pear-shaped again, and they're focusing on fear.
Yes.
The moment I start focusing on fear of people and working in therapy of fear, it's interesting how you can change this around very fast and quite simply. It's almost like it's in the air, like a perfume that's sprayed in the air, and think, oh yes, I'm aware of this now. But then you only have to talk about it for a little bit, and then it disappears.
Yeah.
Disappears. You can actually come back into strength again. But I think that really is a spot on analysis to say we're working on the masculine and feminine, and the guys are coming into this now and say, "Yo, we are there. We're now getting into this balance, this synergy of working through the heart, being more at peace, and able to go through our lives in a far better way, in a calmer way." And what's interesting actually as well is I'm not going to get politically, but I just want to make an observation, is the government turned around and said no to school meals. No to school meals in England for kids. And then Rashford, who's an England football player, came in and said, no, 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 this is wrong. This is wrong. So if you look at the masculine side, maybe a little bit of the governments, we talk about Mars going into Aries, the leadership, the power thinking, no, we're taking authority. And they're saying here, no to school meals. Then Rashford, who's a footballer, comes in and says, no, we need to help the children because of his lifestyle when he grew up there. And now the government have had to change their ideas and back down. So it's interesting the change and process, and I think it's right. What Mars is going to do, Mars hasn't got that right. That's it. I'm all out for war as of here. I think it's coming in now to say here, as producer says here, free school meals. That's right, free school meals, and this is about these meals, and that children should be able to get these because they've been out of school for so long, and yeah, it's going to focus on helping that. So the feminine caring side really is coming in there. But it's interesting what the action this created though was from two males,
Yes,
two
yeah.
males, not a feminine male. But that was interesting. That was interesting. Just an
Exactly.
observation. Just an observation.
If we want the masculine to the masculine energy to actually thrive and change and evolve as we've been us women have been wanting for years, saying we go to the self-development courses and things, and there are no men, there are no men, there are no men. Look at my husband, he's not doing anything. It works differently. Men go like that.
Yeah.
What we take years, they can do in hours.
Yes.
Seriously.
Yes.
So don't think you're superior. It doesn't work that way. And it's
No.
also part of you. It's also
No.
part of you. So I think it's so important that we really, right now, like, let go of emotions. Imagine
Yes.
that emotions, fear, anything that drags you down energetically, old emotions, terror, fear, overprotectiveness, all that. It's just a ball. It's
Yes.
just a ball of energy. And
Yes.
we don't need it right now. It's not good for it. We don't even know, we don't need to know why we have stuff, if we have to work on ourselves. You don't have to work on yourself. You're perfect as you are.
Nice to
Seriously.
know. See, you guys out there, perfect as you are.
Yeah, because if you think you have to work on yourself, you're judging yourself poorly, and you're in guilt consciousness, you're separation consciousness, you're working from your ego. So you can never integrate yourself and connect with your heart if you think there's something wrong with you. So stop it. That's over. It's a fashion that it was fashionable before, but it's not now. Now it's just about, it's simple. It's straightforward. It's just connect to your heart and do what you want. That's it. Fears, just intend to let them go. It's like, this is old. Let it go. That's it.
That's a fear in itself for people, though, isn't it? To let go of everything. It's almost like we fear things so much you can't let go because it's a natural instinct, isn't it? To hold on to something, but to feel secure. And now we're saying here, no, just let go. It's easier. But freedom in this day and age, this mindset here, it's interesting, isn't it? It really is interesting because now we can actually let go, and now we can move on to this. And it's interesting. When I used to work in the jails, I used to work in the prisons in England. Prisoners they get used to solitary confinement. They get used to being in their cells. They get used to being restricted, and then when they're being released into the unknown, a lot of them feared it enormously because it's a big wide open space. How do I? You're now free to lead your. But what's freedom? I don't know what freedom is, and now we're coming into this. Well, what do I do in this freedom? It,
Exactly.
it's not out there you have to focus on. It's just be in here.
Yes. Take care of you. Look, I just posted this morning in Spanish, but it's in my Instagram. So it's 3 pictures. It's
That way a bit, that way a bit, that way a bit. That's it, that's it, that's it, that's it.
here.
Stop. Right?
Okay. So this is it's a seagull,
Yes.
and I'm looking at the seagull, and the seagull is behind a railing,
Yeah.
and the railing is full of rust. It's all
Yes.
rusty, and the blocks it's the seagull's on top of, it's like been battered by the sea. So the seagull is actually looking out at the sea. It's looking out. There's nothing that's enclosing it, but we're looking at it through the railings, and we're looking at it. And then in the post I have 3 pictures, and the next one is the railings are all rusty.
Yeah.
So this is like the security, like the soul cage we created for ourselves with this patriarchal values, and we're trapped in that soul cage, and it's actually not even enclosed. So the last image is the seagull, and the railing is behind,
Yeah.
and the sea and the open air is in front.
Yes.
And it's like, it's about questioning yourself. So, okay, now you're free. The railing is behind you. It's not trapping you. It's there. It's rusty, but you're afraid to jump. And it's like you want to hold on to the railing, but the railing, if you look at it, it's incarcerating you. But you want to hold on to it, but you have to jump, but you want to jump, but you're scared to do it. So it's like we're in this point right there. It's very, very interesting. Like you were saying with the people
Yes.
that were incarcerated.
Yes. I've got a picture here. It's on another screen. I'll show it another day. But it's got a frog hanging onto an alligator's tooth.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
That's
It says it's
that's like
strange the things we hold on to. Yes. Strange the fear that we hold on to. Yeah.
exactly. So we're fearing, we have right now, there's a fear of letting go that which hurts us.
Yes. At least we perceive or think it's going to hurt us. Yes.
Yes. And also keep in mind, sun and moon in Cancer. Cancer is the sign, like typical astrology says, Cancer is love and care and family and mother and oh, how lovely. Cancer is hatred.
Mm. I tell you what, you're one of the. I love the way you do astrology because I think you're one of the first astrologers who actually admits this, that there is this behind the divine intervention. I want to care. I am Mother. I'm Mother Earth, and I want to be in His energy. You've got the absolute opposite of like, no, it's hatred, but it's. I understand. It's not hatred. Hatred is behind, so you generate love in front because
Exactly,
you're
exactly.
scared of that power of hate. Yes,
But it's an exclusive love.
yes,
That's the thing about Cancer. Cancer has to evolve into more inclusive love. So you can't love some and hate others,
yes.
which is how we've been using Cancer. And this eclipse in Cancer is also, letting us know what is it that you called love? It's not an inclusive love, it's an exclusive love. It's like, imagine a mother with a 6, 7-year-old child, and the 6, 7-year-old child boy child is starting to have night terrors. So what does a mother do to her boy child archetypically? Because it's not the same with a female child. What she does is, oh, don't cry, honey. So then you embrace your child and you say, I'm here for you. But what you're doing is you're transmitting your child the fear and the hatred you're feeling normally towards your husband and towards
That's
patriarchs and other.
charming. Okay.
Like, I'd rather be here than having to face my husband and his needs and wants or things like that. So it's a way of like, I don't say it's conscious, it's unconscious, but in a way, women are taking refuge in their male children. And by doing so, they're not allowing them to have feelings and to process feelings and to connect with their courage. So that makes men that makes them bring up men that don't know how to feel, that don't know how to hold emotions in their body. And of course, that creates women that don't know how to hold their desire in their body.
And so we go round on the lovely little train, going round and round and round and round. And it's interesting, isn't it? I think that, but nowadays, I think men who are free from that or have learned to be free from that are coming out in their hearts now more nowadays, which is beautiful, lovely, lovely.
Yeah.
And it generates a calmness. And I think one of the things here you could actually say about this was the chap who had over his shoulder the racist protester on his shoulder, and he rescued him from being violently attacked. I think that's caring in its way there. I think that's a beautiful thing to be
Yeah,
able to
yeah.
do that. I think it's beautiful. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's a selfless caring. If you
yes.
see in that photograph, the black man he's just looking forward. He's not thinking about anything. Just all he's thinking about is just, I'm gonna get this guy out of here. Because
Hmm.
his mind is like that. Whereas when a woman cares, she's like, oh my darling, and she's not looking at the rest of the world. It's exclusive.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting. Yes, interesting times. Interesting times.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. So we could talk about this for days and weeks and still go on with this. But what's interesting about this, guys, I think here is that Mercury going retrograde gives us the opportunity not to be in fear because it's going retrograde, but to go backwards and go over. what we need to understand, what it is we need to look at. The eclipses here bring up the problems, but Mercury retrograde gives you opportunity to go backwards and see this. Go backwards and go over things. It's
Yeah.
revisit, redo, revitalize, and before it goes forward again. It's not necessarily a bad time. It's
No.
it's a time, I think, to reflect and understand what's been going on here.
Yeah, and sleep on it because you're going to be sleepy all the time too. Because if Mercury's all these planets going retrograde, it's already pretty heavy, and then with Mercury and Venus retrograde, it's like, uh, so it's like always so inward. It's very difficult to think straight.
Yeah, yeah, I think it is. I think it is. Okay, well, we're coming up towards that time of the morning, and I think I'll just see if the troops are ready. I'll just have a little word with them, see what's going on there. And are they out there? Yep, they are. Okay, so I'll just see what the producer's up to and see if she's ready. Yep, she's running backwards and forwards from the production studio up to the point where we get the information out to you guys, and your readings coming through, your information. Yep, yep. Oh, it's all happening this morning. It's all happening. There it is. Good. Okay, so who's first up on the block here? It's first up on the block. We could probably call it a block, but anyway. Good morning, Lucy. Good morning to you, Lucy. How are you? I hope you're well, and thank you very much for your message that you sent in. And you just wanted to have a little bit of reassurance here over things that are going on in life here. And if you're there, Lucy, give us a little nudge. I know sometimes here we all get a bit tied up and busy, but if you're there and listening to the show, just give us a little nudge so you're there. Right, Lucy is a 279. A 279 here, and 9 people are always here to experience something, but they've got to move on and let go. Move on and let go. It's endings and beginnings. It's a philosophy. It's something through life that gives us enormous wisdom and experience if we look at this energy. And you've got a 279, and a 2 here is very much about relating to people. Relate to people in your life around you and where you're going with this, where you're going with your times now, and how to handle this. And what's interesting here is you've got a life path, which is this 9 energy, which you run through your life here, plus the fact you're in a personal year 9. So everything is about change, is about this learning, this deep, deep learning to process, let go, and to be at peace here. 2, 7. The 7 here, the 7 part here is your spirituality needed to sometimes be at peace to just slowly, slowly, slowly understand. But have a wisdom here, which sometimes it's almost like saying here, we just know. It's like, well, how do you know? Well, we just know. We just know. And the same for you, Lucy, that sometimes you'll just know things without actually put them into words or having something practical or tangible that actually says here, you know. And her situation is she just experienced a major bereavement and wants to know when things will get back on track. Would you understand here? Now, this is interesting, Lucy, because I really pick up your energy there. Would you understand here that you are the lady there often who wants to not rescue people, but you're always there to be very dependable? You're always there to be very strong. You're always there to be, don't worry, I understand things, or people tend to rely on you. And so sometimes here, when life goes around the other way and you need people to rely on, that's an interesting thing because that won't always work that way for you. Because sometimes here you really need, no noise any other way. You want people to lean on you. What's interesting here is, and I feel the energy of cards, especially with the colour pink, which you've gone through as well here, is surrounding yourself in absolute love. Absolute love for the people who matter to you most, and understand it here. I pick up here a lovely, lovely lady who's in the spirit world, an older lady who's in the spirit world here, and she just wants to come through, and she's just telling me all about her chest, and she's telling me all about this area here, and she just wants to let you know that she in a sense here, this was something it's not just a physical thing I pick up from her, it was an emotional thing I have around this lady's chest, and she's just bringing the facts. Glasses come off and I start doing mediumship. And I really pick up here. She wants to just come through and say that she's passing loads of love to you. But there's quite a few of them over here, Lucy. Quite a few of them. So I pick up a lady, I pick up a gentleman, also pick up dogs. Dogs also pick up them as well. And but the interesting energy I'm picking up here is what you're going to do about a home, a house. What you're going to do about this and where your life's going from here. Be interesting to get your feedback on this and how you'd understand this. And this really is a time here. I feel that interestingly enough, Lucy, it's your life is going to go through enormous change, which I think it's not just, oh, I'll just step in that direction. No, it's a catapult. It's a catapult in your life, vroom, that gets you to change your life. And one of the things you may go and do is to really get involved in your life big time here, and it may even be a big move, a very big move, even if you were to move country. But I could pick up something very powerful to happen for you, Lucy, which I think will be mind blowing. Mind blowing if you were to look at it on paper now, thinking, what? Am I going to do that? But in life, yes. Yes. And I think if I was to look at this here, I would say from the spirit world, if this was reversed, how would you want others to feel for you? Would you want them to go out and lead their lives and for you to be proud of them? Because I'm picking this up there, that they want you. They want you to feel very proud of yourself because of what you're going to do here. And no, I think you'll be a very extraordinarily happy lady. But just give a little bit of time, just a moment. That nine energy is interesting. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let's go take a little walk over to Javier. Javier in Spain here. And Guillermo, how are we doing here?
Hi. So, hi, Lucy. Lucy's a Libra, and the sun is conjunct Mercury. So, it's all about relationships and communication. But there's a Saturn conjunct Venus in Scorpio, which is telling me that the real communication is difficult because there's the difficulty in going deep into relationships. So, it's easier to be just have a like a more superficial relationship, which doesn't mean frivolous. It means you're there for everybody, but you're not there for yourself. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. I
losing
totally agree. Yes.
losing yourself has always been an issue for you, and your North Node in Taurus conjunct the Moon says you're here to take care of yourself and nurture yourself, and then you can nurture others, but you have to nurture yourself first. You can't just forget about that. And what I like about Libra, Libras in general, which I think it's really funny that I've been observing because, Libra has this thing that they say that Libras are beautiful, they're lovely, they're so nice, and they're so soft and caring, and they're just there for everybody. And yeah, I get that. I can see that in the Libra, but that's not what happens inside their head. So Libra is all about having the invisible friend chatting all the time inside your head and saying other things. So Libras tend to have a lot of arguments inside their mind.
Mm-hmm.
And they can even be very, very aggressive arguments inside their mind. So you can see like they can be absolutely Canadian on the outside, like really nice and soft and polite and everything, but like inside is whoa, almost a serial killer. So
She'll love that, I'm sure.
yeah. So
Yeah.
imagine, for example, Lucy has a Lilith in Aries, and Lilith in Aries with Mars also wants to be your own self. You don't want to be tied down to anything or anybody. You can't stand being false in front of people. So there's probably this inner dialogue saying, you're not doing what you want. But so it's just this like this little devil just yelling at you, and the other side, the angel saying, no, but you have to be nice and polite so that way everybody likes you and it's going to be fine. And the devil saying, no, do it. Just send them to hell. Just do whatever you want. So you got like a hell's angel in here, and then there's a nice little, I don't know, Mary Poppins type woman there, or I don't know, somebody very nice and happy. And so it's like these two characters inside, they're quarreling and they're bitching with each other. And then
You're gonna get all Librans going out on a power mission soon on a revolt. Are you Libran? You can't be. Look at you. You're going crazy. I love it
yeah,
though.
have a
Brilliant.
revolt in their mind. It's
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, bring that out, just have a dialogue with yourself, but resolve it and bring it out and do something with it, not just let that Hell's Angel biker gal that you have inside just let her in the garage there in your subconscious mind. No, bring her out, do something with her.
This
Hit,
is
hit a
so, yes.
motorcycle.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's so interesting here because, Lucy, your card here, your major card by your birth numbers,
Can't
the
see it.
Hermit, is the Hermit.
Put it in front of your face. Oh, it's disappeared.
There.
There.
There. Are
Wait, now
you
you
trying to
see.
shut me out? Is this what you're trying to do? Get me to do that all the way through the show? Thank you very much. Is this the Libra coming out in you? Anyway, so the Hermit here is very much about going into yourself. However, totally agree. Get out there. Get out there. We've got the Three of Cups, we've got Judgment. And this is about needing to express, to explore yourself, to have fun, to have those energy here. Bring out the youthfulness in you. And I think that was the page of coins here. And I think there's an enthusiasm about life to come up in front of you, especially, and I think sometimes here trauma like this can have, yes, it's very upheaving, but it can have a very positive effect when we suddenly recognize and realize I do need to look after myself, I do need to focus on myself. And it's interesting, we were both saying that without realizing that I was saying it before and you were saying it during astrology, that a real need to communicate with yourself. But then it's there, then it's magic.
Yeah. And also keep in mind when somebody passes away, there's always a gift behind it, but we just have to let ourselves receive it. But
Yeah.
sometimes if we just go in too much into our minds, we disconnect from the gift, and that's a shame.
That is a shame. It is a shame. So, Lucy, I hope this helped you, and very good morning to you, wherever you are in the world. And I think you're down here in Spain somewhere, possibly. Anyway, right, okay, let's go to Dara. Good morning, Dara. Good morning, Dara. I think you're up there north of England somewhere. And yes, okay, you are, just looking here, you're gone for lovely colour yellow, about spirit, communication, lightheartedness, need to communicate, the need to have people, energy, enthusiasm around you, and to keep witty, keep lively, and keep going. And it's interesting here because your numbers are 325. 325. Now, what I love here is the 5 because it's you're like the slippery bar of soap in the bath. People try to tie you down and whoosh, you're just whoosh, you fly off out the way. So people can, but however, the best way, I always feel here that the best way for people to love you and to accept you and for you to actually adore people is the people who let you be free. The more free you are, the more you'll love them. Oh, you're so understanding. Yes. So that's the lovely part. Well, one of the lovely parts here. The 3 parts here is all about it. Yes, I need my freedom to express, to understand, to communicate, and to feel here that you're connected with people. I think as well you'd be great in the middle ground at connecting people together. I think there's that energy there that really resonates. Whether you're going to be a recruitment consultant, something like this here, that would just be amazing. And but your 5 energy is about your own power, bringing out your own energy, the freedom, the dynamics, the fun, the energy here. And for people, if people let you be free, you are so entertaining, you are so lively, and the people who adore you should just say, "That's my Dara. That's my Dara. She's incredible." And let people just allow you to be yourself here. And personal year 6. So this is an energy which is very interesting, and this is very much about bringing people together, family energy, and wanting everybody to be. And I think it upsets you a great deal, as it would do anybody. Really upsets you if people can't get on. Not going to get on here. So, but you're the one who comes in and say, "There's a middle ground somewhere," even if it's. I don't know, something crazy that you both have a mutual understanding with, a mutual understanding with, and then she would, then there's something there, whether it's chocolate biscuits. Yes, but you share the biscuits around. That that's the way you get on. Anyway, so and yes, so I think that energy there is wonderful. I've just heard here that Dara is at work, but that is so her. That is so her. This is Helen's saying this. Okay, right, and a card here is the Hierophant, and needing to lead a big happy life. And the fun thing here is the less you take it seriously, the better you do. Okay, let's pop over to Javier. Let's pop over there and let's have a little look what's going on over there.
Okay, hi Dara. This is so cool. Like I just like if you do it on purpose, it doesn't happen. Okay, so Dara has a Sun conjunct Mercury, like Lucy. Lucy had it in Libra, and Dara has it in Aries, which is the opposite sign. So it's like it's so cool. And basically Dara has this biker chick energy, which Lucy had in her invisible friend subconscious person stuck there in the cave. So this is like they should meet up, then they'd be good friends, I think,
I think they
because
should. Yes.
very well. I don't know if Lucy and Dara, each other, but you should, because you have like this uh, opposite, but at the same time compensating energy between you guys. So Dara has, okay, she's as I said, Sun, Mercury, and Aries, so that's about independence and being free and doing what you want. And then you have all this Capricorn energy. So you have the North Node in Capricorn, the Moon in Capricorn, and also Uranus and Neptune in Capricorn, which is like it's all inviting you to do things from a more conscious and self-sustaining and aware place. But there's all this Aquarius energy. So there's Mars in Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius, Lilith in Aquarius, and it's like I don't fit in. Like I have this leader thing in me, but if I lead, I really don't fit in with people. But if I'm not leading, I don't fit in either. So it's like being the weirdo or the scapegoat or the how do you say this? I can't think of the word in English.
I understand what you're saying. I tell you what, I love the energy of this here is the desire to be. People look to Dara to be the leader, but actually Dara just wants to be free. But everybody looks to her. She's almost like the icon. The icon here. Everyone loves this particular person because they're famous, but the person doesn't want to lead. They just want to appear as they are, almost like a television screen, saying, "Hi, I'm performing." But then after that, they tend to go back into themselves. But there's a image, I guess we could say, an image to express this where it comes across.
Yeah, but it's very much related to what I was saying before with the picture of the seagull.
Yes.
So it's like when you have all this Aquarius energy, especially with Saturn and Lilith there, it's like it's you are enslaving yourself. You are trapping yourself in. So you are like the weird one off. You're different, and you want to really own that being different, but own it in a more nurturing way. So
Mm-hmm.
if you nurture yourself more, you take care of yourself more, you can be the different one and then nurture others from
Yes.
that perspective.
Yes.
So it's all about connecting more with the warm side, which is like the opposite that Lucy had. Lucy
Yes.
had to connect with the wild biker chick, and
Yes.
you have to connect with the nice, loving, not subservient, hey, not subservient, but it's like more nurturing and caring of yourself and then of others. So as not to be so weighed down by the obligation of being a leader.
Oh,
Because,
absolutely. Yes, that three energy is independence and freedom. I think we ought to start off either a dating agency or a connection agency, connecting people with each other. That'd be fun. That'd be
yeah,
fun. Yes. Yes. Right. Okay. A lot of people saying hello. Sandra Canini says bon dia. And then she's very good here because then she says buenos dias. Buenos dias. So we got a little bit of Valenciano and we got a little bit of Castellano. How nice. And now we're going to move on. We're going to move on to hello and good morning, Kerry. Good morning, yes, good morning, Kerry. Let's have a little look at you. Where are you now? Here you are. Right, Kerry is. We've got a master healer here. We have an 11-2, and this is the teacher. This is the Kerry would be a person who. Right. A question here is what friend should I keep in my life? Your personal year card is the Magician. Now, this is interesting here because whatever's going on here with you that I really want to work on here with this is what is it you wish for? What is it you wish for? What is it you desire? Because whatever you wish for, be careful. In a nice way, we all do nice things here, but in a nice way to round off here is because the energy which is going through at the moment, the friend you're looking for here is although you're looking at friends, what is it that's your purpose that needs to connect with new friends or let go of old ones? What's your purpose here? What desire would this have here? And yes, just be careful of bridges we burn. Bridges we burn, and be careful of that. If we're letting go of people, sometimes it's just nice to just go quiet, perhaps. But you've got this Magician card here and this healing card. So you're here to heal people in many respects. You're here to, and sometimes I can understand why you're talking about friendships, because often with number 11s they have this thing about relationships in their lives, and their energy or their octave can sometimes be a little bit on the higher side than, say, the rest of the universe, the rest of the numbers. And sometimes we get a bit lost. So sometimes we need to have this sort of reality check, if I call it like that. And sometimes this transition, this movement is phasing, as I was saying with Susanna. Susanna here was asking earlier on, said, what's going on? It's a transition of energy we're going through here. So all this energy we're going through at the moment, even Susanna, when she was asking me earlier about this, what is it that's going on? It's a transition of energy, but it's coming more into the feminine. It's not being hard on yourself. I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to do that, I've got to do this. No. Chill. Okay, right. So, Kerry, I would say the same here is that very interesting energy here. What is it that you need in your life that is asking you to let go of friends? And let's pop over to see what's going on in the third house. Third house here. My goodness, to come up with this. What's transiting in Kerry's third house? Or 11th?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, Carrie's third house is the house of Gemini. I mean, we don't have the time of birth, so we don't know that exactly.
Okay. Oh, of course, yes.
But Carrie has Sun conjunct Mercury also.
Oh, what's going on with these Sun conjunct Mercuries? What's going on with these? Is this a new phase, new fad?
Yeah, everything happens in patterns, so it's
It
really
does.
fun to
It
see the
does.
patterns. When you see the charts, you can see the patterns and the commonalities between all the charts. So there's also a North Node in Taurus, like it was Lucy had North Node in Taurus, Dora had in Capricorn. They're both Earth signs. So again, here we are connecting. The need to be you, to be independent, to connect with your body. Also, if you have, there's a lot of like Aquarius and Sagittarius energy with the moon in Sag, with Uranus in Sag. Oh, there's a bit of a mommy thing issue here. Um, yeah, there's a little bit of a mommy wound there, I feel.
Okay.
When you get moon Sag, you have mommy doesn't really, it's like not good chemistry with mom. So that can make you feel like a bit odd, and then mom can be controlling, and then you don't feel good in yourself, and then you feel trapped, and you want to be free, but then you're free mentally, but then you're not grounded. So it's important for you to ground, I think, Carrie. It's important for you to ground with that North Node in Taurus, and there's also Chiron in Gemini, which is like trying to say, okay, no, don't work with your mind. You've got a good mind; it works very well, but don't use it that much. Ground yourself more. Hmm.
Okay. Yes. Interesting here, and the card here, which I did the cards here, drew for your cards there, Kerry. It's interesting here is you've got the Wheel of Fortune. So your life is turning around you without you needing to have to do much, and things come and things go in a natural process around you, which is very interesting. And often when we have here, this is what I was learning through astrology as well when I was in astrology school in London, is that when you have the sun very close to Mercury, you can't see Mercury. So the communication of Mercury is empowered by the sun, but it can make us very forceful here. But it's needed to have the understanding of communication there. And how we're working with this. So sometimes, Kerry, is a force. You've got a very strong force there. And sometimes just woo, 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 woo. Just be mindful of this force. Sometimes just sit back a little bit.
Yeah,
Uh,
sometimes energetically, from an energetic perspective, it might sound weird, but I'll just let it go. I'll just say it because I think you'll be able to understand it with this chart. So energetically, what happens? There's a dynamic between people, whereas when you're forceful, you're trying to push your energy into somebody else's body.
yes,
Um, and what that does, it makes the other person dissociate. So when that happens, they're not in their bodies, they're in their mind, they're in their ego. So
yes,
they're actually not connecting with you.
yeah.
And what you want is connection, but by being forceful, you're forcing others out of themselves, and then they're not there to connect with you. So that makes you feel lonely again. So it's an endless spiral.
Okay, I agree. I agree. I think so too. I think to be careful here, we're not enforcing our. I think that really is a sun conjunct Mercury, isn't it? Force power. You've got to put that the soul energy of the sun, Mercury very strong there is very ruling in some respects. Ruling in some respects here. Liz Hoare says, "Hell, what do I need to do to get a reading here, please?" Liz, write in. We've said this dozens of times. Write in before the show on Messenger, on Catholic Clairvoyance Messenger, and just give us a question. Give us date of birth. Your date of birth question for the astrology show here, and we could do your reading because loads of people write in now and say, "Can I have a reading for the Wednesday or the Sunday or the Tuesday show?" That's what we need to do. But I just drew a card for you. It's interesting here. I got the Hierophant. Hierophant here is very good about business. It's very good about starting something, a project here, but it's big. It's big, and your cards here are looking here to say, "How do I do this? How to do this here?" We're in here. We're in here. Working from here, and how's your process going to work in front for you? It's a step by step, because the moon is confusing for you. Moon is like, yes, but I'm overwhelmed. It's like, what do I do? It's living in not a negative world, but a doubting world, when really we need to change things around there. Okay. Oh, very, very nice here. Lucy Higgs came back earlier on. Here's the first lady here. So my reading was spot on. That was my mum, my granddad on all of our past dogs. My mum had cancer that spread to her lungs, yes, and really struggled with her breathing in the end. Thank you so much for the message and support. I really needed that, and it brought my so much comfort. We are so glad that did there, because I think she was there as well. As much as it was about the illness across the chest, is the emotion sometimes we carry in the chest as well. And I think sometimes it's that responsibility of life. But Lucy, blessings, absolute blessings to you. Lovely, and also there that interesting there. If you listened earlier on there, that Dara had an interesting link in your chart here, which was suggesting you two meet. So keep connected. You never know what happens. You two might start chatting away, start recognizing, realizing, hey, we got something in common here, which sometimes we find out in astrology. So that'd be good there. Okay. Good. Right. Moving on now. Let's go now. Charles. Good morning, Charles. I've been talking to royalty this morning. Good morning. Is that Charles out there? Good morning. It's, yes, live from Buckingham Palace. Sorry. Anyway, here we go. Okay, so Chaz,
that's why he says his name is Chaz.
Yes, I know. I don't think Charles calls his name Chaz. I'm Chaz. No, I don't think so. Okay, right, Charlie, good morning to you. 279 is your numerology. That's interesting here. Two is interesting here because it's about harmony. It's about harmony, to find harmony, or what harmony is. Harmony is whether this is people, what people bring to you. And also here, there's this 7 here, which is beautiful energy. I like this, the 2-7. The 7 part here really is resonating out with that part in our world there, where we can feel like we get lost somewhere. We can go to tranquility. We go to a sacred space like this here. And I think that's a powerful thing here. And it's interesting with your card here because you've got strength, time of power in some respects here. And his life path is 9. Life path is 9 here, and your personal year is 8. Your life path of 9 here really is working on the hermit. So it's resonating on the inner energy there with you. And to give you what your future holds in front of you here, interesting here with strength, it's about doing, and when I say this, it's not about going out there, going have a crazy future, to go out there and think, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to do that, I've got to do this. It's just chill, man. Strength is chilling. Your strength is chilling. Your strength is about harmony, well-being. And also here, I think there's a country you're going to want to go back to. Country you're going to want to revisit again and again if you get a chance this year. Maybe it's not just this year, but quite possibly. But I think there's a lot of travel, a lot of energy here. And also the strength here with you and what the person this year is coming up for personal year 8, I think as well, is being people looking up to you. So I think there's going to be a sense of people needing a little bit of your guidance, support in some respects. That's where that works there. Okay. So hopefully that works. Good. Okay, just to go back, this is hilarious. I know I'm coming off you, dear Des, but Lucy Higgs says, Dara, where are you? Let's chat. This is hilarious. Great. It's nice to know you people and chat away. So, Dara and Lucy, we're going to have to get you two to connect. It'd just be hysterical. So it's the buddy match has been made here. Cafe Clairvoyance, what we could have here. You just need coffee, chat, and away you go. Okay, Chaz. So, okay, Chaz, what do you think next? What do you think that what does the future hold for Chaz?
Mm.
Mm.
Um, I mean, on the one hand, Chaz is it's a Pluto Leo generation, so it's an older generation, which kind of like throws me off. I'm not too used to this age group, right?
Yeah, it's Victorian
But,
period. It's very old, isn't it? It goes back and back and
well,
back.
yeah, well, normally the people I know from that age, the energies I'm feeling doesn't correspond to that. So this is throwing me off a bit. So I don't know if it's the thing is, Chaz is somebody, I mean, he's a sun in Aquarius, like Carrie, who is also Aquarius, but he's the moon in Cancer, and the Lilith, it's with Pisces, it's with the moon. So what that is telling me that he's somebody that is very sensitive, very can feel people, can really feel people. And somebody born in that time to be able to feel people so much, it's very easy to get lost in others. It's a very sensitive, there's like a part of him that is like totally like doesn't fit in the rest of society that surrounds him. So
Yes,
it's
yes.
and it's a bit about that divine masculine, divine feminine we were talking about before, that not keeping, so it's a time to not keep that part inside, it's a time to bring it out, the more sensitive side. So I don't know, there's, if you can in some way, if it makes sense for you, Chaz, to bring your sensitivity out into the world a bit more. You can, the way to do that is just even through something so simple as just take nice, beautiful walks, just feeling nature around you and chatting with somebody. There's a Mercury, Venus, also in Aquarius, not conjunct the Sun in this case, but just connecting with others. You have North Node in Aries, which is about being more you and not just listening, but also participating and talking and relating to people in a beautiful way. So the best way to do that is take people out of their context and maybe take them out, as I said, into nature
Mm-hmm.
and walk and talk, because
Okay.
that can bring out the best in people.
Okay. Chaz, your cards, you got Temperance, one of the cards here, which just says, let life come to you. Let life come to you. You got the Ace of Coins here. Somehow or another, you're going to make money here, even if you just let life come to you. And you've got a Nine of Wands here, which is reversed. Just says here, I'm not really going to do much. But it comes to you. Life brings itself to you here. Yes, no major career here. No major career wants to do this. Maybe there's a venture, I think, that may be going on last year that you're thinking, shall I bring into this year? May not be the right time yet. May all go on a little bit more next year. But I think this year is just having an open book so that people come in and write the lines, not write the lines for you, but the stories start to emerge by themselves. You go, oh, that would be interesting. I'll get involved in that. Oh, then I get involved in that. And I just think, just enjoy. Just be at
Yeah,
peace. Just be at peace.
yeah.
Yes.
Bring your sensitive side out. Bring
Yes.
your sensitive side out through something as simple as what I said before. Nobody has to really know what's going on. You're just doing it,
Yes.
just enjoying
Yeah.
walking in nature, talking with people, and allow that to connect that sensitive part of you that might have been like put aside and made you more rigid in the real world,
I
that
think,
real world doesn't
yeah.
exist anymore.
But I think what's important here as well, just as saying here, right at the start of the show, where we're talking about the energies of this energy of change, we're getting more into the feminine, we're guys getting more in touch with their hearts. I think Chaz would just walk into this.
Yes,
Walk into
temp
this. Just
is also about
yes.
alchemy.
Yes, I think he'd be one of the leaders in this, one of the leaders, and I think that'd be important. There. Okay, let's go do this. Let's go do Deanne, and let's see what I got here. So, okay, so Deanne, good morning. Deanne is in New York, here, and we're coming up to 12 o'clock. So she just got out of bed, going, "It's my reading now." Yes, it is, Deanne. Yes, it is, Deanne. So let's have a look at you. You are a 336. This is interesting. Your 33 here is mighty powerful, but it's resonating all over the place here. And in one sense here, your card here, which chosen for you, is the lovers. The lovers is all very nice energy. It's all very lovey-dovey. However, this is not necessarily about just loving, finding lovers. It's about people. people coming into your life to build that lovely relationship with you, and relationships in general, which I think would be a beautiful thing. She's at 336 here is, and her question is, when will I get a job? And your personal year three. Interesting here because the lovers card here, here's the big thing. Here's the big thing with this. I think that you've got the greatest opportunity to find work, to find the ability to find work here. If you use the energy of this lovers card, which is to connect with people, more people find jobs by someone who knows someone else than you do finding through a newspaper, go to normal job ads or anything like this. More people find jobs in that way than any other way. Any other way. So I think that's one of the important parts here. But I think that the six energy as well is interesting actually because you like to focus on everybody else, and now you've got to focus on yourself, especially this part here. So I think as well. But this personal year three and the lovers card here is talk to people, talk. It's funny where we work this way here because sometimes what we aim for, we think aim for, is the old patriarchy, the old way of living. And what we just go for, we just let life flow to us, is the openness and brings you the right network, right way of going. And I think if you work that way, Deanne, you'll be very happy. Okay, right. Okay, over to Javier. How's your
Okay,
astrology?
so hi there, Deanne. So Deanne is the Sun in Cancer, and Sun is conjunct Lilith. Hmm. So that's an interesting combination. Um, so also Moon in Aquarius and North Node in Pisces.
Okay.
North Node in Pisces is about flowing, and it's also in opposition to Jupiter, Pluto in Virgo. So it's like a working machine, also with that Cancer energy with Lilith. So you're like a powerhouse, just working and doing everything. But if you do that, then you can be too demanding on people and too looking too much at details and telling everybody what they have to do and how they have to do it. And your North Node in Pisces says, don't do that. You know, just flow more. Look at the end result and show people the vision and trust that they will get there. No?
Yeah.
And also with that Sun Cancer Lilith, there's a big sensitivity, but also a fear of being rejected, of not being acknowledged, of not really knowing how to connect with people. And Sun Lilith also wants to express and show who you really are. And the best way to do it here is using that powerhouse energy to create a space that is yours, Sun Lilith Cancer, in which you would create the environment, the peaceful, loving, tranquil environment that is good for you. So you put all that Pluto, Jupiter, powerhouse, Virgo energy to your service to create something that is for you, but then you open the doors of that place to let people come in. That's what your chart more or less says, no? And then you can open up and be warm to them and lead them.
Okay. She wrote in to me earlier on and she said she likes to take walks, just thinks about things, just to be at peace and just to get that harmony there. And this is picture sent in, which is that's downtown New York, but this is the park she walks around. She said she just needs to be at peace here, just to be itself away from the city. She from Brooklyn, America, and this is another one she sent in as well. So all very nice, beautiful, 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 and it's yes. So it's just nice. Thank you very much, Deanne, for those pictures as well. So, guys, we have come to the end of the show, but we'd like to say hello to everybody. And Mandy, just before we go, he says, "Hello, darlings, darlings. This is I think it's half Dalek from Doctor Who, and a half darlings. Yes, I think that's what she means. And yes." So, good. The producer says, thank you very much. This is Cafe Clairvoyance Wednesday Spiritual Astrology Show. For an astrological reading, please apply your name, your date of birth, plus a colour with a question. And that brings us to the end of the show. But I'll be on Sunday this week. And we've got a few things coming up here which we're going to start introducing into the show. One of them is going to be called pop-ups. Pop-up. What's a pop-up, I hear you ask? Well, we'll just pop up. We'll do it live, and we'll have probably have an interesting guest, something going to go on here, and we'll just have a little chat. So just be aware of pop-ups coming up every now and then. We'll give you a little bit of warning, but a bit of pop-up coming on. And yes, I'll see you on Sunday. Sunday, which is 7 o'clock in Spain, 6 o'clock in the EU. Guys, thank you very much to everybody who supplied your details for the reader this morning. And warm wishes, big hugs to all of you. And thank you very, very, very much for coming on again, Guillemard. Always a lovely show. Always lovely, lovely chat. Lovely chat. And yes, is sorting out the energy and sorting out the atmosphere. And thank you very much for coming on. Big thank you to the producer. Big thank you to everybody else who joins the show, and to you guys who've been watching and listening. And thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, you take care. Speak to you all soon. Have a lovely day, and don't forget, enjoy more coffee and more tea. And every time you do have a coffee, just think Cafe Clairvoyance. Calmness, calmness.